So I worked with the terminally ill. And at the time, I mean, it's in the 80s. And so we had two different types of people, or conditions, I'll put it that way, that I worked with. I worked with either AIDS or cancer. And, you know, it was at a perfect time in my life. I was young, and I was going to go ahead and seize the day. And I had just gotten divorced. So, of course, I was going to play the field and live wild. And all of a sudden, you know, I land the job. I start doing case management. Of course, AIDS really just scared me. And so I thought, okay, that's fine. We're not going to play the field. We're going to be a good girl. But working with these individuals, I never heard, obviously, I've never heard, please, you know, I wish I could do the dishes more. I wish I could have cleaned the house better. Yeah. I wish I could have, no, I heard, I wish I wouldn't have feared as much. I wish I would have made my feelings or my emotions known. I wish I would have loved abandonedly, you know, recklessly and abandonment. Mm-hmm. In abandonment. I should have taken the trip. I mean, you heard those types of things. Yeah. And so I took away from that whole entire, it changed my whole entire outlook about how people are gifts to humanity, and that we all have wrapping paper. Especially Bill. He's got a couple of coats. Oh, yeah. But a couple layers. And I especially like it when he wears the ribbons in his hair. So
I left him at home. I left him at home today because I knew it was a distraction to what you were going to say on the show. So.
Especially those little curly key ones.
Yeah, those are really nice. The pink ones I don't like.
But really, it's our job to one another to recognize the gift, unwrap the gift, and really behold the present that each person is. And there's no enemies, right? Especially whenever we have different viewpoints. I get such, I enjoy listening to individuals that maybe I don't agree with on different points, but I can completely admire, maybe it's tenacity or their courage or their inner strength or, you know, whatever qualities. There's still that gift, whether I like the viewpoints or not. Yeah. And that's part of building those inner, deeper relationships that we don't have to. I think we've lost that in a way in our society where it's more, I'm right, you're wrong. Yeah. We draw firing lines instead of building bridges. And that's one of the things that I admire about you is that you have the ability to build those bridges. And, you know, you carry that and you make it look seamless. And I know it's not seamless because I've worked with people for so long, right? And especially with Bill, if you could build us a bridge.
Bill has said nothing. You know, he's been quiet. He's sitting over here, and I get ambushed again.
Well, you know, it's because you missed your bow in your hair.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, and the cue. You've got to get better about that.
I'll try.
So, but that is a quality that I admire about you, Mike, because you do have that ability to build those bridges. And that's a beautiful gift to all of us.
Yeah, I think I'll share real quick. One of my favorite sayings or quotes, and I'll probably butcher it. I always do for some reason, even though I say it often. But again, it goes back to the challenges and the trials that I've had to go through in my life. You never know what someone's going through.
True.
And you may come across somebody, whether it's in business, it's a potential client or a customer, somebody is upset with you or just acting kind of crazy, for lack of a better term. And, you know, I always go back to the saying of be kind, for everyone is going through some sort of struggle. And I have no idea. Candace, I could have walked in here before this show, Bill, either one of you, and you could have got a phone call that, you know, your grandmother just passed away.
Sure.
And I could have walked in here and you would have been grumpy or upset with me or something, and I just assumed you were being a jerk. But it's given people the benefit of the doubt that, you know what, Candace, you could have been, and this is all hypothetical, of course, Candace is not being mean to me, but you could have been a total jerk to me, and the gut reaction is to kind of reciprocate that.
Sure, absolutely.
But and I'm not perfect at this, I've kind of learned that there's something going on. Probably. It's probably not me that is causing you to treat me that way. And it's, you know, and in business sometimes we get treated poorly, and we have to think, well, wait a minute. It's not personal. It's not me. There's something going on in their life that I don't know about, and just being able to step back and say, give people the benefit of the doubt.
I give her the doubt all the time. Every time I come in here to the studio to do a podcast, I give her a benefit of the doubt.
You just
Will
said
she
doubt.
show up? Yes.
Doubt.
Doubt.
Not benefit. Doubt.
Doubt.
Especially when you're emailing me at 3:00 in the morning.
That's true. But I have replaced her. Amazon has come up with these little things called dots and echoes and all. It's wonderful. It really is. I get the last word. I ask a question. It answers it and then shuts up. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, you're not going to get that here.
And a little light show on the top of it. It's just...
You're not going to get that here, Bill.
Okay.
Make sure you send an invoice to Amazon now.
No, I know.
Okay.
It's
Sponsored
been wonderful.
by.
Sponsored by.
So what are the top 3 things that you feel are important in a relationship for building it?
Ooh, good question. Authenticity, transparency, grace.
Can you expound on each of those?
Authenticity, I better write this down so I don't screw it up. Authenticity, transparency, and grace. So, yeah, I'll actually start authenticity. I just think that, look, there's so much fakeness, if that's the right word, out there, especially with social media. Unfortunately, we get into the habit, we get sucked into this trap of social media. And what I mean by that is we compare ourselves to everyone else's highlight reel.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody goes on Facebook and says, I'm having a horrible day because this, that, and the other thing happened. Well, some people do, depending on what's going on.
It is social, but yes, I understand.
But most of what's on there is the human highlight reel. Yeah. Here's everything great about my life. And, I don't have the scientific studies to cite here on the show, but I've read several that talk about how we're making ourselves depressed by spending so much time on social media. Because why? We're comparing our real lives, our real struggles with everybody else's highlight reel. Right. So we think something's wrong with us. Why am I not experiencing these things that these other people are? Well, the truth of the matter is they are experiencing the same challenges you are, or if not worse, they're just not sharing. It's not sexy to put that on social media.
Right.
So I think authenticity, how that ties in is, just being truly authentic with people. That it's beyond, I don't know how many Facebook friends I have, but I can probably count on my fingers and toes how many of them are true, authentic friends.
Right.
And I think we all probably are guilty of that. Really, it should be titled, These Are My Acquaintances, that I may or may not have actually met in person. And they're Facebook people, or whatever they are. And so I think authenticity is important to relationships because there's so much inauthenticity out there. Transparency, I just think that, I think humans, and again, I'm speaking to myself as well, we're just by nature, we're kind of selfish. We're kind of self-interested.
Sure.
And I think that's just the human condition. And so transparency becomes important because we have to get beyond that. We have to get beyond just what's in it for me and what's important to me to have a true authentic relationship. There needs to be that open transparency. I don't know any relationship successful that's built off of being hiding and not being open and transparent and keeping secrets. I just don't know of any that is successful that's based on that. Yeah. And then grace, goodness. We haven't talked about this yet, but I host a podcast with my wife called The Hard Love Show. And on our last episode that we just did, which is actually episode number 3, we're brand new. We're really excited. It's been a lot of fun. And if you want to know what it's like to do a podcast with your wife, just shoot me an email. We'll let you know. But we talked all about forgiveness and grace. And it's easy to kind of get wrapped around, well, you hurt my feelings, and no, you did this, or I'm offended at that. But there's just so much power in extending grace.
You bet.
Isn't that the truth?
So we've got a couple of questions really fast.
Okay.
One, where can we find your podcast?
Absolutely. So if you go to www.hardlove.show, it's one of those new vanity URLs, hardlove.show. You can find our podcast. And then just in general, if you're interested in connecting with me and kind of what I'm involved with, you just go to mike-sniff.com and you'll find who I am, what I'm all about, and what sorts of things I'm involved with.
Well, Candace, I was going to give you the last word of the show because you usually take it. However, you have been censored. You are so busy writing, I don't want to bother you at this moment. Because you can't multitask. There's no way you're going to multitask. Hey, we really appreciate you coming by. Look forward to having another podcast with you. This has been very, very interesting.
Yeah, I would love to actually get you and your wife together here.
Yes.
And we'll talk about the Hard Love Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will do it.
That sounds awesome.
That would be fun.
So it's been really great. If you want to know what we're up to, just check us out at www.keepusmiling.com. And we have a nice website where you can listen to some of our other podcasts. We have special events where we're going to be speaking at, or shows, or whatever we're up to. So I've got to wrap it up. We're running out of time. Thanks so much for coming by. And Candace, I can't replace you this week because I didn't get my allowance yet. But the new dot is in the mail. Yes, it'll be here very soon. So remember, we want you to keep smiling until we see you again.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye-bye.